Jordan Moore, Max Brown, and the great John Jackson joins us now. JJ, always a blast to have you on Trojans Live, the OG of this show, and just great to see you and see you healthy and happy and back a part of our broadcast. JJ will be on the broadcast on Saturday along with Pete Arbogast and Sean Cody up in the booth. And JJ, you were able to watch like the rest of us last season. We didn't get to spend a lot of time around the team, but you obviously have a son on the team, so maybe you know more than we do. But how many lessons, and I just talk about sort of analyzing this team, what lessons do you take from last season, and what do you just sort of throw out and say that wasn't normal football?
Well, first of all, I wish I knew more, but my son, I could barely get him to take my phone calls, so I unfortunately don't know more.
That makes you very typical of most dads with sons, with the kids in college.
That is true. That is true. But I am proud of him, and he's here, and he's on track education-wise to graduate with his master's, so I'm happy as a dad. That's all I needed.
What do you think about this team and sort of what you've seen and heard so far?
Well, I can't wait to see what is. I mean, I know we've talked often. We might as well stick on the same. I'm not. That's my right in my wheelhouse. I can't wait to see what the offense going to look like. Are they going to be a power football team? I know they got a new strength coach, which this I will share with you. But my son said he called me after the first day of weightlifting, and he said, "Dad, I can't move." So I can tell you from a weightlifting standpoint, they are better. I like the changes, and my son, just judging by how he couldn't get out of the bed for a couple of days, I think that's a positive sign. I want to see how physical this team is, because that's what I'm looking for on Saturday.
Definitely the physicality, both in the front seven, is on both sides, is absolutely paramount. But JJ, you mentioned kind of that next wrinkle or that next evolution for this SC offense. You played in one kind of SC offense. I played in a different one. Now we've come all the way to the air raid. What do you think that next evolution is for this offense in 2021?
I honestly think it's ball control passing. I think that it's sort of what the NFL is going to, what the Rams are going to. I think that's the new age of what offenses are going to look like. They're going to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand quickly, get it into the skill players' hands, and see what they can do with run after catch and make defensive back, cornerbacks, safeties make tackles in the open field.
No, I think it's a great point, and one of the things that they had to address from last season were the short yardage questions. And so, I'll pose this to both of you. How do you think they address it this year? Do you think that they have some bigger, maybe more traditional packages, or are they looking for maybe short, high percentage throws instead of all of a sudden in 3rd and 1 trying to be an offense that they're not on most downs?
I personally like high percentage throws. I think that if you think about it in the big picture, you're USC. You should be able to recruit more skill players or better skill players than other teams are able to recruit secondary players, skill players as well. So you should be better in the skill position. So if that's the case, get the ball to your guys and defeat their guys.
Yep.
To me, it's sort of elementary, but I'm a receiver, and of course, I always want the ball in the air.
Yeah, my answer to that, I feel like Graham already kind of answered that question for us, in that he got a lot of criticism but stuck with his guns and said, we are air raid. We're not going to necessarily go under center, bring out the fullback, things that SC fans are used to. So I expect more of the same. And to JJ's point, more of the ball control passing and really hammer the 5-yard hitches all day long, because SC is going to see scared cornerbacks more so than they're not. But I do think the evolution of the offensive line, and Clay's talked about the growth at that position, how strong that room is in general. If that room can elevate up, that certainly will help all things short yardage.
Jordan, the Rams do it in the NFL, and McVay gets pat on the back and rewarded. And
I was thinking about the Chiefs. How many times in big spots do the Chiefs, their bread and butter 4th and short play is sprint Mahomes right, Tyreek Hill is too fast, get him to the boundary, bang, 3-yard first down. They don't line up and go, hey, I formation, we need to get a yard.
That's right. That's right.
And with so many quick players, so many skilled slot receivers, unique running backs in the backfield, that's what I'm intrigued to see what Graham does this year in terms of the different personnel groups to try to get creative on fourth down. And maybe it's not just run right up the center, but it's do some Tyreek Hill type of actions with all the players that SC has.
Well, JJ, we've talked on this show and we've had you on, with your son, John, but your daughter, I got a chance to see her at McAllister Field. She is an electric freshman on Kidani McAlpine's soccer team, and she scored her first goal this week. Just as a dad, that moment for you, I was on the road, so you were just probably watching it at home, but what was it like to see your daughter score for USC?
Yeah, needless to say, I was proud of her as well. And I called everybody I could as fast as I could after the goal to say, she got one. So, yeah, it was a very, important moment for me and my family and my daughter especially. And I've texted her every day since then saying, is it still fresh? And so she's still replying, yes. It still has the fresh touch to it. So she's extremely happy. And I love Kidani and what he's doing with this team. And I expect more offense as the season goes on.
Yeah, they definitely opened up the offense and got 4 goals in the last game, and a talented young team really led by JJ's daughter, Simone, one of the great freshmen, part of a great class. And, you're a football dad, you're a soccer dad, and you're a broadcaster for us once again. He'll be on the broadcast this Saturday, USC, San Jose State. Kick time is 2 o'clock, and JJ will be up there in the booth with Pete Arbogast and Sean Cody as part of our call on the USC